How would all these early writers eventually meet each other? Or how did they influence each other?
We all saw each other's work. You know, we met each other at the bench or in different yards.
Several LA graffiti landmarks have been lost, but not forgotten. For those who don't know the history, what was Radiotron?
Oh man, you'd have to go into this book. Radiotron was one of a kind. I mean, you know, Carmelo Alvarez had a vision for a safe place for kids, you know, where you can do all the activities that kids were doing back then. Yeah, one of my heroes.
Where was Radiotron located, and around what year does this take place?
So it's like in the downtown area, kind of like, you know, by Alvarado, 7th Street area. The year, 86.
The name Radiotron still rings bells after all these years. It's such a great name. Do you know how that name came about?
No, but I'm sure Carmelo talks about it in the book.
Why was it important to include Radiotron in a book about LA graffiti history?
Because it made its mark in LA graffiti history.
Which graffiti writers would show up at Radiotron?
Geo, rest in peace. Prime, Deffer, Skept, various West Coast artists, Soon, Legit. Really the who's who of writers.
How did Radiotron nurture graffiti and the writers?
Well, you had a center called Radiotron that was kind of like the Hollywood Boys and Girls Club. You know, they had different, you know, elements of hip hop in one place. You know, so I think that was just a great place to be in that time.
What happened to Radiotron? Why did it eventually close?
I'm not sure. I'm sure you could read it through Carmelo's interview.
In your opinion, what effect did Radiotron's closing have on writers and the LA graph culture?
Probably just another spot that was a safe place that just went away for whatever reason.
Where did writers go after Radiotron? What took its place?
I don't remember it taking its place anywhere, but, you know, the streets is the origins, and it'll always be.
Next, there were many yards in LA where writers met up, like the Motor Yard, Pan Pacific, and the Venice Pit. But the Belmont Tunnel stands above them all. What was the Belmont Tunnel?
It was kind of a centralized location where, you know, you had the most famous battle happen there. It wasn't a safe place, that's for sure. You know, I can't tell you how many stories I've heard of people having encounters with the locals, you know. But to me, it'll always hold a special place in my heart.
Was the Belmont Tunnel a shared space for all writers, or did some treat it as their exclusive yard?
I think originally it was a shared spot, but, you know, I think you knew your place whenever you went to these various yards.
What makes the Belmont Tunnel so important in LA graph history?
I think location and experience of events that were placed there.
Where was the Belmont Tunnel located?
Yeah, it's like on 3rd and Lucas, 2nd and Glendale kind of area. You had the bridge going over there. It's actually right here.
Who were some of the writers you remember seeing at the Belmont Tunnel?
Well, I mean, I did my first piece there.
Oh, wow.
Yep, in '86. Design 9 helped me with my first piece. Again, the who's who of graffiti writers, you know, we're at Belmont. I guess it was LA's version of the Hall of Fame wall. I guess that's what you can call it.
What happened to the Belmont Tunnel? What stands in its place now?
Affordable living, affordable housing. Yeah, that's what happened. I've visited there. In fact, we had a reunion. I have some great pictures of all of us on the Toluca Lake Station, kind of sitting up there. Yep.
It's been said that some of the older writers weren't that friendly to the newer generation. Why was that? Do you get that same impression?
I don't remember that. No. It shouldn't have been that way, that's for sure.
Many of LA's earliest writers wanted graffiti to be accepted and legitimized. Today, graffiti is in museums, libraries, TV shows, and many writers make a living off the art. What good has this done for graffiti?
That's a great question. I think it's to, you know, each their own opinion of it. You know, if you ask me, do you think you can make a living off graffiti art? Probably. I make my living selling solar panels and helping families make the switch to a better way.